beautiful day here in south central Pennsylvania. It's mid-70s out, sunny, it's been a beautiful weekend. And I'm having trouble enjoying it. And the reason for that is that, to put it bluntly, I'm scared. I had a stress test done this past Tuesday, and I thought it went well, actually. I didn't have any trouble doing it. I didn't feel overly tired from the exertion. I didn't have any problems with my knees, despite having knee injuries. And I thought it went well. And then I got a call from my physician. She called Thursday after hours, and I unfortunately missed her call. I picked up just as she was being transferred to voicemail. So, and being after hours, I couldn't call her back, unfortunately, but I did listen to her message. And while she didn't go into any specifics about the test results, it was obvious from her voice that she was, and what she said, of course, that she was very concerned. Now, I don't know if that means that I am likely to keel over dead of a heart attack during this video, or at any moment, or I don't know. And that leads me to recognizing, not that I haven't recognized this before, but reminding me, maybe I should say it that way, that we don't know how much time we have. None of us know how much time we have. I mean, we could be in perfect health and die in an automobile accident just like that. We don't know. We could be like my little friend here, who you can barely see. Yeah. This is my friend OC. And he's 16, but he has diabetes. And so he's doing well for 16. How much longer will he last? I don't know. I'll just keep taking care of him, making sure that he has his insulin and etc. But how much time do any of us have? We don't know. And so time is our most valuable resource, right? We have a limited amount of it. We don't know how much. So we need to make the best use of that time as we can. And I know that over the years, I definitely have not made the best use of my time. However, I have spent as little of my life working for others as I possibly could. I started my own company 27 years ago, and I don't regret that. I have had problems, absolutely. We've had problems over the years. After our very best year in 2023, our sales dropped by roughly 50% or so. I think ultimately sales dropped by 75%. Very, very difficult to continue when that happens. And so I took a job. One fell into my lap. That was fantastic. The timing was perfect. And I do appreciate having had that opportunity. And I worked there for 2 years. It was for a large corporation. It wasn't an engineering job, which I would have preferred, but okay, it was still a half-decent job, and I stayed there for 2 years. But people don't leave jobs typically because of the work. They typically leave because of management. And even idiot coworkers can be dealt with far more easily than idiot management. And eventually I really I was having trouble working there. Some of the stupid things that they wanted, demanded, insisted that I do, and they wouldn't ask. They wouldn't ask for input, despite the fact that they didn't really know what they were doing. They wouldn't ask for input, they'd just tell me what to do, even though it was the wrong thing to do. And they wouldn't listen to me. And it just got aggravating. And all the dopey rules and whatever. I understand safety rules, but some of the stuff that they did were just ridiculous. And any company that has to tell you in banners all over the place what a great place they are to work, pretty much guarantee you it's not a great place to work. All that aside, the point I'm trying to make in a roundabout way is that we never know how much time we have. Make the best use of that time that you can. And if you have ideas for a new product or a service, or or a desire to help others, and you need to pursue those while you can. If there's things that you want to do, if you want to hike the Appalachian Trail, yes, I know there's an example of a woman in her 70s or 80s who did it. Most people can't do that by that age. If that's something that you aspire to do, work at doing it when you're young enough and healthy enough to do it. Don't wait. Sure, you have to sometimes wait because you're making preparations, but don't put things off, because you never know how long you've got or when, if you'll ever be able to do them again. So, a lot of that it has to do with employment. Why waste your life working a job that you can't stand going to? You're wasting your most valuable resource, your time. And you can't get it back. So you need to spend it as wisely as you can. And although you're probably thinking, well, I gotta have a job. Well, no, you don't have to have a job. You need income. You don't have to have a job. You can make money without working for someone else. I've been doing that for 27 years. Okay, sure, the last two, but I kept my business going. Because eventually I believe, as the economy changes, that my business will become viable again and should hopefully do well. And I know that sounds maybe overly optimistic. Let me clarify something a little bit. When my sales dropped dramatically, it wasn't just my business. There are a lot of similar businesses in my industry that have either gone bankrupt, closed, or who are dealing with hard times just like I am. So I know that it's not my business. This is a cycle. And cycles go up, they go down, they go up again. And I just want to get through this down period. And I believe that I'll be in much better shape as things then recover. So I worked for someone else for a couple of years while keeping my business running. Is this the greatest job I've ever had? Well, I suppose I could have done something else. Although when I started, I didn't have that opportunity. There were a lot of things I could do now that I couldn't do then because they didn't exist. So I'm still happy with what I did. Have I made as much money as I would have liked? Well, no, I haven't. The job I quit to start this actually paid me more. But that's okay, because I've had freedom. Freedom to do things that I couldn't have done if I had been working for other people, other companies. And, one of those things was taking care of my father. So, the last few months of his life, my father had Alzheimer's. Okay, so he wasn't able to care for himself anymore. And my mom was involved in an automobile accident, so she was in the hospital, and ultimately then in a rehabilitation facility because she had broken vertebrae in her lower back in the accident. So I was able, because I was self-employed, I was able to take care of my both of my parents, really, because I had to work to help my mom get the care that she needed, and I had to help my father just everything, basically. Making sure that he ate, taking him out to, or cooking, taking him out to dinner, making sure things were taken care of, because he couldn't drive, he couldn't go anywhere, he didn't know much of anything anymore. He'd forgotten most. The one thing that still to this day I'm happy about is that despite his condition, he still recognized my voice over the phone. He still knew who I was up until, the last time I spoke with him was a week before he passed away. So it's, I'm glad that I did what I did. I'm glad I was able to do what I did. And because I don't know who would have taken care of him. I mean, I don't know. So being self-employed, I was able to do that. And my business kept going. I had employees at the time. I was still able to pay myself. I was still making money. I didn't have to ask for a leave of absence or whatever, where the time would have been limited, or I, would lose my job or whatever the hell. So, again, I can't stress enough that our time is limited, and you need to do the things, pursue the dreams that you have. Even if they seem a little crazy to others, so what? Pursue your dreams in the limited time that you have. You don't know. You might live to be 100. I hope that for you. You might not. But why not enjoy the time you have? Do the things that you want to do. Don't waste your life in a refrigerated warehouse working for people who don't know what the hell they're doing, telling you to do dumb things because they don't know what they're actually talking about, and they won't listen to you. I know, that's my background. But I know it's not unusual. I know that people often don't like the work that they're doing. I mean, why else would people be, working for the weekend? They don't want to be at work. It's not because it's work. It's because of the atmosphere. It's because of it has to be on someone else's schedule, at someone else's time, at someone else's rules, etc. And some of them make sense, probably, sure. And, there's reasons for it. And yes, there are definitely reasons why people need to work. Why you need to have employees. Absolutely. But if you've got ideas, if you've got a dream for something bigger, something that you're passionate about, go for it. Go for it. Don't waste your time working for others if you don't have to. Because you don't need a job. You need income. And most people don't seem to realize that they can earn money on their own. Now, people go about it in a variety of different ways, but you can do it. You have to put in the time and effort. It takes guts, yes, but you can do it. So my best advice for anyone and everyone is, if you've got dreams, things that you would like to pursue, if there are things you'd like to create, or ways you would like to help other people or animals, or whatever it is your dream is, go for it. Try. If you get to be 80 years old and you never tried, if you never tried to pursue your dreams, you'll be kicking yourself. And there's no turning back. So do whatever you can to escape that 9-to-5 and to live your dreams and to live life on your own terms. You may discover that you can be a lot more successful on your own than you can be working as a wage slave. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.